Long way, get this shit a long way, this shit a long way. Long way, hit it long way, 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 shit, long way, long shit, long way, long way, long way, long way, long way, long way, shit a long way. Gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a long way, finish rich, gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a long way. She don't really understand, man. Gotta know what she don't really understand, man. Gotta get a meal, but she don't understand. She be tripping every day, she be tripping every way. But I gotta get this shit a long way, tryna get money every single way, tryna get money every single day, get money every single way, every day. Every day we gotta get paid, every day we gotta get paid, I'm feeling like we be the new slaves. No, we gotta finish rich. No, we gotta finish rich. Got a new bitch, she don't understand. She don't understand. Niggas gotta get rich. She don't understand. Sometimes we gotta hit lit. No, we ain't hit lit. Tryna get the long way, tryna get the shit the long way. Cause you tryna wrap up a entree. Told you the other day that did my palm strong. We gon' shoot the long way. We gon' get the long way. Get the shit the long way. My bitch be trippin' back and forth like the palm way. My name is Tari, I ain't playing games, so I'm done Tari. Yesterday she told me that she about to leave, man. I said fuck it, bitch, we gon' get some money. I said fuck it, bitch, I'm about to get some money. So what I do today, I went and got some money, Cause we gon' get the shit the long way, we gon' get shit the long way, back and forth like the palm way, man, I'ma get the shit the long way, get the shit the long way, just the only way today, because they go with shit's crazy, you gotta wear a mask, be the new slaves, and we be wearing this shit like every day, we be okay, we gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, for me. So we gon' get this shit the long way, 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 we get shit the long way, cause we gon' be okay, we gon' be okay, we gon' get the long way,
Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome. If you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. All right, just cleaning up a couple things here. All right, I'm gonna be in and out because got to excuse my voice. Kind of probably sound congested. But anyway, welcome. Wow, shout out to K Business Podcast for the $5 super chat straight out the box. Thank you. Hey, do you want to make 20K a month? Yes, I do. Before you present your program, I cannot see your credit report and bank statement. Exactly. SMD all day for sure. Fast money. Anyway, welcome. My name is LJ Young, the founder of SMD, and I am a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them mathematically see outside what I call the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place where slaves live. Now, there's two kinds of slaves. Now, there's unconscious slaves, and what it really is, I've been saying it differently, but I'm starting to so what it really is unconscious slaves can't see negative numbers. They don't know they know they exist, but they can't see them, right? So if you put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal, right? That's going to show a large negative number. Now, if you are a person that actually did it and you still believe you're a homeowner, you are what's called an unconscious slave because you can't see negative numbers. You don't believe the calculator, right? Conscious slaves were once unconscious. They decided to believe the calculator, to open their eyes to negative numbers. And now they realize they're deep under zero. And that means if you're deep under zero, that means you are a slave. So that transition step right there from going from unconscious to conscious is ginormous, right there. That step right there is the step to realize that you're a slave is huge. That's a big step. Anyway, this was me for the first until from 18 to age 40. And then I woke up, found Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey basically said, take the arithmetic that we all learned in grade school, apply it to your finances using these baby steps, and you'll be free. And I was like, wow. And I did it. It worked. And I realized it was just mathematics. So I stripped out the religion, because religion has nothing to do with mathematics. 1 + 1 = 2, no matter what religion you are. And also, I removed Mr. Ramsey's baby step 4, because that goes against the laws of mathematics, right? Where he says, baby step 4, he says, well, start putting away 15% in retirement. But if you open up the calculator, put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal, you will clearly see you have no money to put 15% away to anything, anywhere, because you're in a negative. And if you're in a negative, you have no money. That's according to the laws of mathematics. That's what SMD teaches. This is the step to help you cross over out of the debt matrix into outside the debt matrix. And in order to be able to step outside the debt matrix, you have to have the ability to see negative numbers. Okay. Now it's obvious that millions of people can't see negative numbers, because if they could, student loan debt wouldn't exist, the housing market wouldn't exist, credit cards wouldn't exist, car loans wouldn't exist, furniture payments wouldn't exist, cell phone payments, if you're making payments on a cell phone, all of that wouldn't exist if people could see negative numbers. So obviously it is a financial superpower. Okay. Now, what I do today is, and I'm only talking about personal finances. This is personal finances. And basically what SMD does is help you get a hold of the business of you. You are part of the economy. How you are part of the economy is totally up to you. Either you see negative numbers or you don't. If you can't see negative numbers, you're on the wrong side of the economy, the very wrong side. And the wonderful thing about this economy, it's a choice, right? That's what's so wonderful about it. You can choose to be wealthy. You can choose it. How do you choose it? All you got to do is just believe the calculator, and that's the choice. That's it. Whenever it comes to your money, always trust the calculator. Trust it. It's not even a belief. Not believe the calculator. Trust the calculator. Okay. And again, what it really is unconscious slaves can't see negative numbers. That's what it is, basically. Right. And somebody coming into this room, they kind of hear that and be like, what does that mean? If you hear me say you can't see negative numbers and you're confused, that means you're unconscious, because there is no confusion about it. There's nothing math is not confusing. It is or it isn't. It's either the right answer or the wrong answer. There are no in-betweens. But today is for you guys. Today is to be able to get free help on, it could be finances in your relationship, because it all ties together. I want you guys to understand that. Okay. And this is what it boils down to. If you're with somebody that can't see negative numbers and they refuse to come out of that slavery mindset, you're going to have to leave them, because you're going to be a forever slave. If you're with somebody that believes car payments are normal, that's the only way to have a nice car is to finance a car, I'm telling you, you're with the wrong person. They're going to keep you a slave until your dying days. Financing a car is one of the worst financial moves you could ever do. And people believe it. They think it's normal. Unconscious slave think financing cars are normal. Car payments, all that. Everybody has car payments. They just listen to them. They all think that. They think, oh, everybody has car payments. Nope, only slaves do. Only slaves have car payments. And if you and all your, I remember I used to hear that saying that 5 degree, your 5 friends make who you are. But when you hear that from a motivational speaker, you don't really know what they're saying, right? You kind of like, oh, but I like my friends. But this is I'm gonna show you from a slave mathematical point, right? If you have car payments and you have student loan payments at the same time, and all your friends are doing it, and they all have car payments and student loan payments, that's why you guys are all friends. You guys are all slaves. That's why you guys get along, because you believe making car payments and student loan payments at the same time is normal. That's not normal. That's only normal for slaves. Now, if this is you and you hear me saying and it's kind of bothering you, you got to say to yourself, but is it true what he's saying? Is it true what he's saying? Well, yeah, my student loans are older. My student loans are the oldest debts in my whole portfolio. Can you imagine? Imagine these, like, there's people out here that's showing you guys financial portfolios, and their student loans are older than everything inside the portfolio. That means everything inside the portfolio is imaginary. It doesn't even exist. But you guys don't know to ask those questions. Yeah, sorry about that. Girlfriend was getting loud in the background. Now it made me forget where I was at. Anyway, uh, if you guys got any questions here, let me maybe if I put out the link, you guys could be able to do it. Now here's the link, especially if you're new. There you go. If you guys got any questions, if you want to get out of that, if you want to be able to see negative numbers, once you get out, you'll understand how it all works. All you gotta do is first you gotta get out. First you gotta own yourself. That's step number one. If you don't have let me give you an example. If you are a person with student loan debt and you've already made it up in your brain that you're never going to be able to pay that back, you'll never be able to experience what I'm talking about. That's impossible. And that's unfortunate too. I really feel bad for a person that will never be able to experience this type of freedom, because if you have student loan debt and you already given up in your mind that like if your student loans are older than your mortgage, you've given up on ever paying back your student loans. The bank knows that. You are the only one that don't know that. The- Having student loans are the reason why you have an FHA mortgage. FHA mortgages are for people that don't know. They don't know that you can't buy a house while having student loan debt. They don't know that. If they could see negative numbers, they would know that. But since they can't see negative numbers, they don't know that. And there's millions upon millions of people doing it. And it's supposed to be that way. Okay. I'm not knocking the system. I think it's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely, hands down, brilliant. It's like a it's like a superpower that's invisible, but it's very powerful. Now, like especially the younger you are, you guys are confused. All this financial information thrown everywhere. It's just soaking. You don't know which way to do. Should I invest? Should I go in the stock market? Should I do this? No, no. You got to always be aware of who you're getting your financial information from. Are you getting investment advice from somebody making car payments? Yeah, that's the wrong person. Yep, sure is. If they're making car payments and trying to give you investment advice, they clearly showing you that they haven't invested in themselves. They're making car payments. That's an obvious sign. Especially if they have student loan payments and they're telling you to invest in like cryptocurrency. That's why they're telling you to invest in cryptocurrency, because they have student loan payments. They don't know no better. They're going to make you just like them. An unconscious slave wandering around in the economy just being totally used. And you guys do it to yourself. I want you guys to understand something. The economy is not doing anything to you. You are doing it to yourself. The economy is just there. How you use it is totally up to you. Of course, legally. Once you get out of the debt matrix, you'll understand to follow all the financial rules. You'll get it. You'll get, oh, that's why you follow the rules. Yep, exactly. That's how you do it. After someone broke into my car to steal something, I realized why the rich try to distance themselves from slaves. Slaves are exactly. They don't know. Like, can you imagine somebody just, like here? Okay, put it this way. Like I always say, $100 bills are made for 14 cents. Okay, 14 cents. In actuality, if you had 10 $100 bills in your hand, that's actually just $1.40. They made those for $1.40, right? But somebody will kill you if you had $1,000 cash in your hand. Somebody will kill you for that. You think what? Why would you take that chance? I would never. Nope, I'm not doing that. You worthless pieces of paper. I wouldn't even risk that. And you got these youngsters in the videos putting bands of bills up to their head. You know what they're saying when they say that? They don't know. They don't know what they're really saying. Because people that understand how it works, you just look. Why are you putting worthless pieces of paper up to your ear like that? I don't get it. Oh, that's because you think it means something, and people like you think it means something, but it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't even exist. Once you get out of the debt matrix and you're able to see negative numbers, you would never do nothing like that. Flashing wads of money that means nothing. That's just telling if you're doing that, that means that you're just telling somebody that understands money that that's you value money like that. That's why you're doing that. You think I could walk up to somebody that had a big thick stack in their hand and then show them the central bank's website to show them how much they made that stack of paper in their hand? Do you think they would even understand what I'm saying? Nope. They wouldn't even get it. Wouldn't even get it. You better believe, like when I was in the debt matrix, man, they just constantly. What's so crazy is this: like when you're out of the debt matrix, you realize you're going to realize money doesn't exist. Okay, it just doesn't. I mean, it physically exists, yeah, but it could be. Slaves don't know the dollar bill that's holding in their hand is either going to be positive or negative. They don't know money's positive or negative because they can't see negative numbers, right? But when you see, I just when I think back, I'm like, man, I knew when I would look at money, but you don't have any answers. You don't even know the questions. But once you get out of debt matrix, you see it's not worth anything. You're like, oh, got it. Time is the most valuable thing on earth. It's not money, it's time. Believe that. Once you realize you'll wake up and you'll realize, oh, wait a minute, one day I'm gonna be dead. Yeah, one day you're gonna be dead. Sure is. So that by default, that makes what? Time. Once you truly understand that, and then you will reconstruct your life according to that, to understanding that time is the most valuable thing. So what can I do to own the majority of it? These things will be obvious. Like, for example, here's the obvious, right? There's 7 days in a week. For millions of people, the employer owns 5 of those days, and the worker barely owns 2. By default, see how obvious that is? You can look and see, wait a minute, that means my employer owns more time in my life than I own it myself. Yes, that's true. Yeah. What are you gonna do about it? Can you imagine knowing this, right? That's just a regular 40-hour work week. You got slaves begging for overtime. They're just constantly begging. They have no idea what they're telling their employer. They have, oh man, I want to be here more than I want to be at home. They're begging for it. You know, they don't know what they're telling the employer. That you telling your employer they own you. They own you by your own fault, though. By your own fault, your fault. But if you're one of those people always begging for overtime, they know why you're doing it. Do you understand? You tired of this being you? Maybe you just listening and you're thinking, man, I can't do nothing about it. Yeah. Well, if you keep saying that to yourself, it's gonna turn to be true. If you keep saying, it's too much debt, I'll never be able to pay it off, then you keep saying it's gonna be true. In order for you to be successful in business, the business of you got to be in business. Do you guys understand how you would kill it in the financial game if you have the ability to see negative numbers? The only way you can do that, listen, the only way you can be able to see negative numbers, you have to get out of debt first. You have to own yourself to be able to see negative numbers. If you've never owned yourself, you're never going to see negative numbers. But once you take this knowledge, then you go over to the business side because slaves are over in business too. If they're in debt in their personal lives, they're going to believe debt is part of business life too. It is, but a very different way. It's not the same. It's not the same. They're going to take those same business. They're going to take their personal habits and bring it over to business. But you think they're going to treat an outside business better than themselves? No, they're not. They're not. Any questions? Any questions at all? Put some banners here. You know, I'll be trying to do this Q&A Sunday for you guys, really, for you. I already know what my gift is. My gift is to be able to see negative numbers, right? But what I do for clients is give them the path to be able to do the same. Guaranteed to give you the blueprint. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. All you got to do is trust the blueprint that I give you. If you trust the blueprint that I give you, you'll be free. Help you guys skip a whole lot of hurdles that I had to go through. This was my only outlet going on YouTube because nobody around me I could talk to about it. So I just created SMD because you can't talk to just anybody about this type because you got to remember, unconscious slaves don't know negative numbers exist. I mean, they know logically if they look on a number board, but they don't really understand what that means. They don't really understand. Most unconscious slaves have totally forgot about the number zero. The number zero is the most important number of them all, positive and negative. This the most important number. Isn't it pretty apparent? Zero has no opposite. Why is that? That's weird. Because everybody has to go through it. Positive or negative, it's totally up to you which way you want to go, but they have to go through it. But everybody always forgets about zero. You ever notice that? They always forget about zero. You know, never once did I count zero in any of my calculations back when I was in the debt matrix. I never counted zero. Never. Never included zero in any of my calculations. Crazy, man. Sometimes I think back I just laugh. You know, some of the things I did when I was in the debt matrix, and I think about it today, I just giggle and laugh, man. It's like, wow. You know, you go to, like, let me give you an example. You go to a car lot to go buy a car, right? It don't take 8 hours to buy one car, but somebody will prepare themselves to be at the car lot all day to finance a car. Do you understand that they only do that to people who finance cars? Can you imagine wasting the time in your life at a car dealership lobby, in a car dealership lobby? Mm, mm, mm. I have a question. When you pay off student loans, what's the process of removing it from your credit history? No, this is what I do. Don't when you pay your stuff off, don't remove it from your credit report. Leave it there because it affects your credit score. So don't do that. I made a mistake of doing that when I was first getting out of debt. And that's why my credit scores are drastically different because I pulled it off of one of the credit bureaus somewhere, right? And that one particularly is low. Leave the just pay them off, leave them. Okay, that does affect your credit score. Thank you, Omanike. I appreciate it very much so. Got to put zero on a shirt. I know, huh? That'd be cool. Just a $0 by itself. That's a good idea. Nobody would even understand that. We were like, what the hell does that mean? $0. That's what's so crazy, man. People don't understand zero is the most important number of them all. It has no opposite. Every single number on the number graph has the opposite number except zero. I don't know, man. I really enjoy trying to give you guys some free advice on Q&A Sundays, man. But you know, hey, I think it's starting to look like it's time to do some other things or something, you know. America talks about raising credit score primaries. What do you recommend to raise your credit score? I don't recommend anything. I don't really. I'm not really into the score and raising your credit score. I don't really get into that stuff. So I don't know. I have one credit card. That's it. That's all I do. I'm not into raising credit scores and all that stuff. And Bandman Kevo, I would never listen to anything he says. So hello, Art. Welcome to the show.
LJ, what's going on? Can you hear me okay?
I can. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good.
Good, man. Look, I'm just shopping, man, so I won't hold you up, but I wanted to jump in here. Since nobody else was, I had my headphones in listening to you, and I like Q&A Sundays. I'll be waiting for people to come in and ask questions because you get to kind of learn from other people and keep the journey going. But I do have a question for you if you don't mind, if you got time.
Of course, that's what I'm here for.
All
So
right.
no rush. Don't feel like you're rushed or anything either. So take your
Okay,
time.
so
Mhm.
gotcha. Okay, so I'm in a relationship, and she's a wonderful woman. She's good, and what I'm most impressed about her is that she's down for getting out of the debt matrix. So I'm working with her to try to get her out of that. But one of the hurdles that we're coming across is this whole car payment situation. She's currently leasing a car right now, and she would like to not lease anymore and just buy a car. But the problem is she don't have the money just to buy a reliable car outright. So she was thinking of just getting another car payment and paying that off as quickly as possible, and then just owning it and never touching the car payment again. What are your thoughts on that? How would you approach that situation?
Uh,
Because
going
that
deeper in debt.
time,
Can you hear me?
the car, yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep, I can hear you just fine.
Okay. Uh, well, I wouldn't suggest going deeper in debt to try to get out of something. That doesn't even make sense.
Well, she have to turn the car in though. Her lease is up to for her to turn it in, and she won't have another car once she turned it
Oh,
in.
she can get out. Also, but she wants to think about getting into another car payment. You said.
Yeah, because she won't have a car once she turned this car in when her
Hmm.
lease is over, and so she won't have a car after that. So she was thinking about buying something, but of course she'll have a payment until and just work her way of paying that off as
Yeah, that
quickly as
doesn't
possible.
make any sense. She's about to be free. She's about to turn this car in and be free.
Right? Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I strongly suggest you figure out something. Buy $1,000 car somewhere. I don't know. I would
Yeah.
never. She's about to be free. No, do not get back into a. When you force you don't take that easy way out to try to get payments.
Right.
When you put somebody to the fire, they figure something out.
Right.
They
Right.
do. If you
Yeah.
say no, I'm not gonna get no car payment, your brain will start thinking different ways, and she'll figure it out. I promise.
Right. Right. Yeah. And you know how most women, you know how they think when it comes to reliable cars. Oh, I don't want a piece of junk that I'm gonna have to always take to a mechanic and get ripped off. I want to get something that's, reliable
Well, what they're
from
saying
jump.
when people say that, you know what they're saying? I don't have any money to buy a reliable car in cash. That's what
Yeah.
because if I buy a car, I'm not going to buy a piece of junk. I just not
Right.
going to buy it. I buy a nice car in cash, right?
Right.
But what they're saying is that I don't have any money to buy a nice car, but that's no excuse. Those are just excuses to stay in slavery.
Yeah. Yeah. And to
'Cause
drive a nice car too.
yeah, just like what True Light says, get a reliable Honda or a Lexus or Toyota, man. She could do that. There are a lot of reliable, nice cars, but people got this image. They don't want people to think they're broke and all this other stuff. But
That's the problem.
she's about to be free. She's
Yeah,
about to be free.
she's finishing out her lease. She's gonna turn this car in and be free. I don't understand why you want to go through that again and giving up all your money for a car payment. I don't care how nice the car is. That's what I've seen. You know how many cars I see driving down the road. I'm like, man, I wish I had a car like that. But I don't want to
Right,
go in debt for one.
right. Now let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. If she decides to go ahead and finance another car, you do know that that's not going to stop, right?
That's my concern. That's my concern. If she decides, hey, I'm just gonna buy another car and finance it,
Mhm.
it's gonna be problems at that point because you're gonna be
Well,
in a
that's never
brand new.
that behavior is never going to stop. And I'm just saying, if she's showing you right now that that's not going to stop, because she's not going to pay this car off fast. People always say that, right? She probably ride it all the way to
Right,
the end of the
right,
lease or end of the payment, and then who knows? But
right,
because she
right.
has no money, that means she's going to be getting into at least a 5 or 6 year loan.
Yes, easy,
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 exactly. Because she
easy.
just said she ain't got no money, so probably even longer than that. Probably be a 7 year.
Right, right.
So that
And
that leaves us a decision on you. Are you going to be cool with being with somebody that's going to be making car payments for the rest of their life?
I can't do. And then this is what I told her. Like I'm in another phase of my life, becoming debt free. I can see outside the debt matrix, and I never want to go back again. And she know how passionate I am about being debt free, not ever wanting to go back. So I'm. It's gonna be tough on the relationship when she's seeing me and the way I am versus her wanting to take out she's gonna have some type of guilt over her. She already know it, and if she's willing to still do it, that's going to cause a problem. And I don't see how we can ever move forward when one is want to be in a debt matrix and the other one wants to be out. We unequal at that point, you know.
And plus, when this comes around, she's going to give you her answer. Okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then the ball's going to be in your court. You're going to say, okay, well, either I'm going to accept this or not,
right, right,
because
yeah,
they don't know. I mean, there's a whole bunch of pieces, psychological piece, and not only money wise, right? It's the psychological piece. Oh, I don't want people looking like I'm broke or something where you really are.
yeah. It's true. That's true.
And
Yeah,
millions of people are. They don't know that they're fooling each other. They don't really understand that. When they come
right,
up in a nice car, they don't know they're not tricking us. They're tricking other people like them.
right, right.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I told her, it's your money or it's your finances. We're not married, so you can do what you want to do. I told her that. Like, if you want to be in a debt matrix, you want to get another car payment, go right ahead. Our finances are
Mhm.
separate. We live separate. Like I don't have no responsibility for what you do with your money. But if you know, if you want to take it to another level, that's the problem.
Well, you're gonna find out shortly. When's her lease run out?
It's up in March.
Oh, next
And
year, March next.
yeah,
Well,
next
you
March
got a
of
few
next
months
year.
to talk to her about it coming
Yeah,
March.
yeah,
Then you're gonna know. But you're gonna
absolutely.
get your answer in March.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yes, you are.
yeah. And I was like, don't take me with you because I don't want to go and watch you sign your life away to another
Right, man.
5 or 6 years. You know.
There is no way. I mean, they're gonna make her sit there all day,
Yeah.
5 6 hours, because
Yeah.
they already know she ain't got no money, right? They already
Right.
know,
Right.
and they're just gonna take advantage of it, and then that's the man. Just lock her into something 5 6 7 years again.
Oh, good Lord, man. I just,
I can't even
it,
think about that. Making payments for 7 years. Oh my
uh,
God.
I know, man. I'm
On
so
something
over that
going
life.
down in value for seven
Yeah.
years. Oh,
Yeah. So that's the struggle for all you young people, man. When it comes to dating and relationships or whatever, you got to run across these issues if you're out of the debt matrix or if you plan on getting out of the debt matrix. Finances is a big thing when it comes to relationships, and I've dealt with that in my previous marriage, man. So I'm never going back to that again. You know.
well,
So
plus people they don't know to ask to see somebody's credit reports.
yeah.
I've never, out of all the women I've dated and married, I've never say, hey, except the one I'm with today.
Yep.
I asked to see that personal credit report because they can tell you anything. That credit report ain't gonna lie.
Right. Yep. Yep.
That's
Absolutely.
that tells more. That personal credit report tells more than what people really understand it tells.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's another thing too. We gotta, I have not asked her to see hers yet, but
Oh man, I
that's
was just about to ask you that. Have you seen her? How long you guys been dating?
it's been over about over a year, a little over a year.
Okay, all
Yep.
right, all right.
Yep. So we haven't gotten that deep into the financial aspect of it yet because I didn't care. I was trying to get myself out of debt first, because
Right.
so now that I'm
Well,
there,
you're probably not going to even have to go that deep coming March. Probably
true.
won't even have to worry about looking at it.
That's true. You got a point there.
Does she? What about
So
her cell phone? She got the latest cell phone and all that stuff.
no, that's one thing she don't have, man. She got a cheap plan and a paid off phone, and she don't finance and make cell phone payments. She could care
Okay,
less about the latest technology. So
okay,
I give her props there.
okay.
And she doesn't strike me as a person who, she likes to shop and all that stuff, but she's not in a whole massive amount of debt. I could work with her once I know what her financial picture looked like. I can work with her to get her to, and I'm already at that point working with her to teach her how to budget and get out of debt and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if they're
But
receptive to it, of course, because
yeah,
I don't want people thinking I'm saying, oh, they're dead, just leave them. You got to say, hey, you know what? Let me show you this way. And if they still say, screw it, I don't care what you're saying. That's the problem. Okay, well, all right.
right, absolutely. And I know for her, I can already see this car ish thing is going to be a tough one because when you've
Yeah.
been leasing for so many years and you
Hmm.
used to driving very nice cars,
Right.
when it get to that point where you have to buy something that's less, you know, attractive on the outside,
Yeah.
you know, that's hard for women. I know because I've talked to a ton of women who they gotta have a nice car, man. It takes
Oh
them
shit,
nothing
that
but
go for men. That go for men and men and women.
yeah, that's true, that's true. But when it comes to when I think more men, once they see the bigger picture, they more willing to drive whatever. We like our cars too. Like I say, I drive down the street all the time and see cars that I would love to own. But now that I see the bigger picture, I could care less what I drive because I know where I don't want to be. But
Well, you got to remember the younger dudes, they think a nice car is going to get them women, right?
true, yeah,
But they
yeah,
don't really understand that if your car gets the woman, that's you got the woman that you deserved.
yeah,
You know, because
absolutely.
if you got her with your car, that means you got the type of woman that you were looking for, women that are into cars.
And to cars.
So when a guy comes along with a nicer car, she's gonna go with it because she's into cars, not you. You know what I'm saying? But who cares if you're making payments on the car? Who cares what kind of car it is?
That's true.
But they
That's
don't know
true.
that. They think because they can afford the payments. I don't know if you caught that post that I put in the community. There's this guy that made a video about this this truck he got, this fast truck or whatever, right? This track hawk or something. He's paying $1,000 a month for this
Oh,
truck.
good Lord. I did not
And
see that.
he's up there bragging, talking about, hey, yeah, man, this is my dream. If you work hard, you can do it too. Do what? Get $1,000 a month payments?
No way.
And
I
he
didn't
did
see
also, and he
that.
was like, yeah, and then I dip and dag into the stock market. Look at this gold I bought. I'm like, oh my God. And
Oh,
and he had hundreds of comments under this video. I'm like, there are a lot of lost people.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Especially when it comes to these cars and stuff like that, man. There's a reason why it's so much car debt in this world, man. It's people just go out and finance cars like it's nothing. They treat it
Well, you
like
got
it's
to
a house,
understand, it got to be that. I mean, I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get it. It has to be that way because if it wasn't for slaves, we couldn't be free. We couldn't live the way we live
Yeah, true.
because they don't know about phantom income. They don't know. They just don't know you could pay less for the services you get today. They don't know that because they can't afford to do that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, man, I appreciate your advice again, and
Mhm.
it's channel like yours and kind of listen to you constantly that keep me motivated, and then I can show it to other people and work with them as well and lead them on
And
this journey. So hopefully it work out.
you know what?
Yeah,
I
I'm
appreciate
a
you
little.
sharing your story, man. And I do wish you, I do wish you good luck. But I think you already know what's going to happen in March.
I'm kind of nervous, man. Kind of nervous because I can already see about $20,000 hole that she's getting ready to dig herself into once that time comes. Me
Right.
nervous.
She don't know. She don't know turning this lease in is about to free her. She don't even know that, but we'll find out.
Right. So, man, it's gonna be interesting, man. So I got some work to do on that. I'll be watching and constantly get an ear between and we'll see what happens. Now I'll be back on here to share my story about what happened.
All right, man. I appreciate
I'm
it.
all about I'm all about sharing stories and let people that's listening
Right.
understand, how this could damage a relationship and someone's
Mhm.
finances too. Because
Yeah.
man, that's a lot of money that she's gonna be paying when it
Hmm.
comes to insurance and a big car payment, man. If you turn in a lease and you don't have money down, you just gonna go out and get a $30,000 SUV.
Right.
That's a problem. So
Hmm.
I'll work on it.
All right,
But
man.
all
Thank you,
right,
sir.
well, thank you, OJ. I'll keep listening, man, and you take it easy.
All right. Appreciate you,
All
man.
right, appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You guys, I really hope you guys understand that it is once you get out of the debt matrix, you will and you're able to see negative numbers. It's going to change your dating life 100%. 99% of your dating life problems will have been resolved. I mean, you'll know who it's like this. You'll be totally honest with yourself and other people that you get involved with. So say like you're debt free and you just want to you want to go out there and have fun and just be young, do whatever you want to do, but you'll do it safely always. That's number one. You always do it safe. There will be no accidents because you'll never want to biologically tie yourself to a slave. And you'll be honest with the people that you're dating, especially if they're slaves. And you'll be like, hey, yeah, we can have fun or whatever, right? But we're only going to be friends and I'm dating other people. Always. And you'll make sure that's clear every time. I promise you. You won't have to lie to people. You won't have to hide your phone. You won't have to lock your code or whatever. You'd be like, no, I told you from day one that we are just friends and I'm dating other people. And then when it comes to dating somebody serious, if they're a slave, you won't date them. You won't date them at all. What's up, Dre?
What's up, man?
What's happening? Welcome to the show.
What's up?
Thanks for coming on. What's going on?
Man, I had to ask a OG a couple questions, man.
Okay.
See, the thing about me is I live in a state that's very I would say um they're not a big fan of progression, And I've always been the type of person where if I know that if I'm going to spend my money on something that's going to be efficient, I would rather spend what I need to spend so it could work for me in the future. You know what I'm saying? I'm a pretty young guy. And I find myself, people try to make me feel bad, and I don't know if I'm being financially responsible with my funds. I feel like I am, but let's say a person would be like, man, that shirt you trying to buy, man, that shirt $50. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's $50, but it's made with Prima cotton, and I could wash it, and I ain't gotta have that many shirts in my wardrobe. I could just have like 5 shirts because these are so, high quality. Man, forget that, man. I just buy me a pack of Gildans, and them like $10 a pack. And I see from their aspect what they're saying, but it seems like in the end, the person ends up spending more money than me. And even with people in my family, they'll do certain things like they'll say like uh you just be spending your money, you spend your money, you spend your money. But the thing about that is, when you know where you want to go, you have a hard time waiting. So I don't know if I'm being irresponsible or if I'm just being efficient. Like, I know what I'm trying to do. If I gotta pay, $1,000 for this camera, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pay $1,000 for this camera, and I'm gonna just eat off cereal for like a week and find, and keep doing what I need to do. So I was calling to ask you, am I doing what a young man is supposed to do, or am I just being irresponsible?
Well, how old are you?
I'm 26 now, man.
26. That's young. Okay. Are you in debt?
As we speak,
That means
now.
yes. That means yes. Okay. Because if you ask me the same question real quick.
Are you in debt?
No. Yeah, I see the difference. See the difference? So you're in debt. Do you know how much debt you're in?
Yeah, I got a car.
You making car payments?
Yeah, I'm making car payments.
When's the last time you looked at your credit report? All 3 of them.
I looked at them probably like a week ago.
Okay, so you saying your car payments your only debt?
My car payments, and I think I got like a camera I paid for.
Financed a camera.
I financed the camera, man. I had to get that camera, man.
You had to get it too.
I had, because I was thinking about it like this. I come from a background of first of all,
hey, don't tell anybody that you financed the camera, okay? You only say that here. Don't ever say that in public, okay? Don't ever say that in public.
For sure.
Because I would walk away from you immediately if I heard you say that. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead with your story, man.
See, what I was saying is I fear with the camera. I'm like, okay, it's somebody out there that has a camera right now, and they know how to work their camera, and they know how to take pictures with their camera, and they know how to they got the right settings for this, and they got this, and I feel like I'm behind. You know what I'm saying? I got to figure out how to work this camera. I got to buy the camera, then I got to get the tripod, and it just makes me feel like, you failing. How old is that guy? He 22. He know how to use his camera. You ain't even got a camera. That's how I feel. So,
because you're looking at other slaves do the slave stuff. That's slave stuff.
Okay.
Right? You don't really like you can't see negative numbers. That's the problem, right?
Okay.
Because you can't, and that's what when you get outside the debt matrix, that's what the problem is. You cannot see negative. That's my gift. I can see negative numbers. So if you didn't have the money to buy a camera, you just didn't have the money to buy the camera. But instead, since you can't see negative numbers, you finance the camera. Just like that other dude that you're trying to mimic. He probably financed his too. And you guys are in the same boat. You guys just don't know that. Financing cameras. You don't tell nobody you finance the camera. That tells me everything I need to know about your finances.
Yeah, I gotta ask an OG. You be honest, you're gonna get an honest response.
This is what you need to do. And I'm gonna change your life. First of all, you need to double check your credit report to make sure only your car payment and this camera's on there. You need to find out exactly how much debt you're in. How much savings do you got right now?
I got about 4 racks saved.
4,000. Okay. How much is your balance on your car?
My car about
how much you owe left?
I owe about 2.
2 what?
$2K. Yeah.
You go about $2,000 and your car's paid off.
$2K. Yeah.
And how much you owe on the camera?
I owe about $400 on the camera.
So first thing you need to do tomorrow is pay off the car and pay off that camera. Stop the hemorrhaging right there.
Stop playing. Okay.
No, it's like right now, like say like you open up the calculator, right? That's what I want you to do. Total up, take a guess of how much you owe on both. You said 2,000 on the car. You said 400 on the so 2,400.
2,400. Yeah.
So put 4,000 minus 2,400. What's that equal?
That's $1,600 off rip, man.
That's how much money you have in real life right now today. Now, if you go now listen to what I'm going to say to you slowly so you can understand. If you went and paid off the car and the camera tomorrow, would the answer on the calculator change?
I'm pretty sure it wouldn't. I'm pretty sure it would.
No, not pretty sure. It is or it isn't. Would the answer on the calculator change?
It wouldn't, man.
It would not, right?
It would not. It wouldn't.
That's that number that you're seeing on the calculator. That's your real number. That's how much you really have in savings right now. But it's going to go down every month because of interest payments, because you're financing something that goes down in value. Only slaves finance things that go down in value. You'll never be wealthy if you keep doing that.
Okay.
So you, fortunately, if these are truly your only debts, you have the money right now to be free. And don't ever finance a camera ever again in your life. Don't finance anything.
Well, I gotta keep talking to you, man, because as you see, I'm not really in a lot of, my feet ain't too deep in the mud.
Oh no, you don't got no student loan debt either?
I don't, man.
Oh man, you have no idea how close you are to freedom right now. You have, and I know why you don't know. Trust me, you're 26, and if you listen to what I'm saying right now, and I mean this shit, I'm gonna change your life forever. I'm gonna change your life forever. Nobody will be able to fuck with you when it comes to finances. Nobody. Personal finances.
Yeah, I ain't got no kids and none of that either.
Oh my God, man. You have no idea what the information I'm giving you right now is going to change your life. Nobody will be able to fuck with you.
You got to go ahead and lay it on.
Right now, you don't know you don't own yourself. You don't know the business of you. You don't really understand. I mean, mathematically you do, but until you pay those items off, you don't.
I kind of do know, but I'm so, because what I hear is what I feel like it takes money to make money. So I feel like sometimes
it does, but you don't have any.
Yeah.
You're right. You know, when you hear people say that, let me tell you something. Whenever you hear somebody say that, hey man, it takes money to make money, and then whoever tells you that, this is what I want you to say to them. Hey man, are you making car payments? Okay. If they say yes, they don't know what they're talking about because they have no money. They're making car payments. Only people with no money make car payments. Because the very thing you're making payments for is why? Because you didn't have the money to buy it. Isn't that obvious?
It is
obvious. You see how comfortably you said, hey man, I had to have a camera. I financed the camera. See how comfortable you said that? Once you understand what I know and you go back and listen to this broadcast, you're going to be mad at yourself.
For sure.
For sure. I said that out loud. You're gonna be like, damn, but you're in the debt matrix. You have an excuse. I get it. You're in the debt matrix. You don't know. So it's okay for you to say things like that. That's called slave-splaining.
I mean, I feel as though if I'm still encapsulated in the American workforce, I feel like I'm a slave anyway. You know what I'm saying? So
only slaves think like that. Once you get out, that's because you never owned yourself before. That's why you say stuff like that. Only slaves talk like that. I'm just telling you right now. Once you get out of the debt matrix, you will not say stuff like that anymore.
So when I get out of the debt matrix, and I'm still working a job, I'm not a slave?
No, because the job becomes a tool, not a need. So once you get out of the debt matrix and you have money stacked in the bank from savings because you're not making payments anymore.
Oh yeah, okay.
Then when you're at work, if you don't like your job, you know what you say? I quit.
Exactly.
See, that's the difference. Your job becomes a tool, not a need. You're not. People always say, "Oh man, am I still a slave?" No, when you have no debt and you work in a job, you're there because you want to be there. not because you have to be there.
So don't listen to the little voice that be like, man, look, man, you playing, man. You need to go out here. You need to do that. You need to work 60
No,
hours.
you need to work what? 60 hours?
You need to work 60 hours to 80 hours a week.
No,
So
that's slaves. That's that you're listening to people in the debt matrix. It's like that. This is what it's going to sound like. This is what I try to describe it. Okay. Have you ever been in a building, like a office building, right? And you're sitting there, and then all of a sudden the air conditioner cuts off, and it gets really quiet.
Yeah.
Right. Before you couldn't really hear it because the humming, you just kind of get used to the humming. Then it shuts off, and you're like, ooh, right? That's what's going to happen when you get out of the debt matrix from people talking, giving you all this financial information. That's what's going to happen. Right now, it's a lot of noise. Oh man, 80 hours a week and all this. I don't want to work 1 hour a week, let alone 80. And you don't realize you're ahead of millions of people, right? There's millions of people in student loan debt. This is how you're going to think, so you would understand. There are millions of people in student loan debt. You and I are not part of that. There are millions of people in car loan debt. You can be out of it tomorrow. And not be part of it, like me and you right now. We don't have to be part of it. You got credit card debt?
I don't.
Millions of people are in credit card debt. Millions. That has nothing to do with me and you. Nothing. That's their problem. They don't know that they don't have to do that. Millions of people with mortgages believe they're homeowners when they're not. They don't know that. Why? Because they can't see negative numbers. If they can see negative numbers, they can open up the calculator and clearly see that they're not homeowners. But since they can't see negative numbers, they don't know that. But that's important. That's how the economy works. Then once you get out, you'll understand taxes, not to cheat on them, not to hide money, and always follow the rules. You'll see. You don't have to be scared of the IRS. Just follow the rules. That's it.
Yeah, man, you laying it on me, man. See, yeah, I be hearing fear-based people, man. You know, I'm the state that I'm in. I be hearing a lot of fear-based decisions. I ain't trying to move out of a scarcity type of mindset. I'm always trying to thrive. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I hear the ambition in you. I'm not saying quiet that. I'm saying first you got to own yourself. Once you own yourself, the ambition in you will come out even more because now you're free.
I'm basically doing I'm basically running a 4-5 with my shoes untied right now. That's
correct.
Okay.
Like you don't know because you don't have anybody around you to tell this information that I'm telling you, because I'm just saying this to you right now. The majority of people, you hear me talking to you right now, they literally can't understand what I'm saying. Literally. They don't know what I'm saying. If I go out in public and say, hey man, I have the ability to see negative numbers, they won't have a clue of what I'm talking about. That's important. The economy couldn't exist without slaves. We need people to finance cars. We need people to believe they're homeowners with 30-year mortgages. We need that. That's important. Have multiple credit cards with multiple balance and multiple interest rates. All of it's important. You just don't have to be a part of it. I don't have to be part of it. It's a choice. And you could be free tomorrow. You gonna pay it off tomorrow?
I really am gonna pay it off tomorrow. Since I you don't put that on me, man. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to go to sleep if I know I ain't gonna do it tomorrow.
I want you to do it for real. I'm telling you this, man, because I wish the God somebody would have told me this at 26. I'd have been, man, my whole life would have been different. Better believe that. It would have been totally different. All my relationship problems would have been solved because I wouldn't date slaves. I wouldn't take no woman. I find out she's making student loan payments. We're not getting serious at all. You making car payments? Yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna be friends. Why? You make a car payment, slave? That's why. I don't date slaves. I wouldn't say it like that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I understand. You feel me? You ain't gotta explain. It's just like I could walk outside and see negative numbers. I could understand that aspect of what you're saying too.
I'll put that on a shirt. I put that on a shirt.
Man. What do you think is the future of America when it comes to the financial crisis? You know, what do you see?
Whatever you want it to be. You want to be a multimillionaire? You can just choose it. You don't have to listen to what you see on TV. All right. That stuff is for slaves. What you see, you know, the stock market, once you get out of debt, this kind of blow your mind. I don't want to go too far, but once you get out of the debt matrix, you'll see the stock market don't exist. Money, currency of any kind doesn't exist for slaves. Nothing. They just think it do. They don't know currency is positive and negative. You want me to show you what I mean by that?
Go ahead and break it down.
All right. You got any money on you right now?
I don't. Everything on.
All right. Let's just pretend. Let's pretend you have $100 in your hand. Okay. Just pretend you have $100 in your hand. Now, if you open up the calculator and put in $100 minus $2,000 you got left on your car and hit equal, what does that equal? Does the calculator say you have $100 in your hand or not?
No, it don't.
It doesn't. Now imagine you hand me that $100. Okay. And then you put in the calculator and say 100 minus no car payment and hit equal. Do I have $100 in my hand? Do I have $100 in my hand?
You really don't.
Huh?
You don't.
No, I do. $100 minus no car payment.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
You see how the same $100, but it was negative for you, positive for me. You understand?
For sure. I understand now.
I know it's hard to kind of get it because
it's all new information.
You're just coming out of the debt matrix. I get it. I totally get it. But you're coming out way earlier than me. I didn't come out till age 40.
Oh.
You're coming out at 26.
What I need to stay away from, LJ? Tell me what I need to stay away from.
Don't take financial advice from anybody making payments. Anybody coming up to you suggesting any kind of financial deal, you find out all you got to do is look down at their phone, see if they got the latest phone. Okay. Are they making phone payments? You say, this is how you do it. I'm gonna give you questions to ask so they don't know why you asking. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if you come across somebody got the latest iPhone in their hand, this is what you say. You go, hey man, how much was that phone? Okay. Now, the biggest bad boy was probably $1,500. Let's just say it's $1,500, right? Plus tax. Let's say $1,600 with tax, right? If you pay $1,600 for a phone cash and somebody asks you that question, what is your answer going to be if somebody asks you how much that phone costs? $1,600, right?
Yeah, they probably gonna think I'm crazy too.
But if you don't know, don't worry about that part. But if you're making payments, you know what you're gonna respond with? Oh man, I don't know.
For sure.
That tells you right away if they're making phone payments. That's for you to ask them. If they're making phone payments, you don't take financial advice from a person like that. If they have student loans or they're making car payments, you ignore all financial information from that person.
What if I ignore if they got a business and they took out a business loan, I ignore them too? Or do I
that's a good question. I like that question. This is what you do. You say, do you have student loan payments? You make a student loan pay. If they say yes, don't worry about what they're doing in their business because they haven't taken care of the business of themselves.
Okay.
Don't worry about the degrees that you see on their walls. They're like you walk into somebody's fancy office with degrees on the wall, right? The first question you ask, say, hey man, you still making student loan payments? If they say yes, don't listen to a word they're saying.
What if they hit me with like, that's a rather personal question? I could just mark that off as yes, be like, yeah, he's still making.
Yeah, he's still making payments because if you're not making student loan payments, what you gonna say? Nope, mine are paid off.
Okay. Yeah.
If they take it personally, that's their problem. This is business, nothing personal. And you're free, man. All you got to do is go to the bank. I really hope you do it.
I'm gonna do it, man. And
don't you ever tell nobody you financed the camera. Don't ever say that.
I just had to tell you because
I know you told me. I just know what you're saying in public. That's
I had to talk to the coach to give him a jump shot, right? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man, you right there. You're right there. If that's what I want you to do to make sure is that go on your credit report, make sure there's nothing on it. Don't worry about the credit score. That don't mean nothing. I want you to go in it and make sure nothing's lingering around. If it is, get it situated. This is what I do for clients. I go in there Clean it up. I mean, when I say clean up, organize it, and I tell you what to do, and then I say you do this to clean that up, and that's it. And then when you like say like you decide you want to go into business with somebody later on, right? You make one of the stipulations will be this: I get to see your personal credit report, and you get to see mine, because when you out of debt, there's nothing on it; it's blank. There's nothing really to see. So you get with somebody, you want to do business with a person with a credit report that matches yours. That makes sense?
That does. It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense, man. Man, I think you done really laid it on me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you done put a little fire under me.
I'm glad, man. I wish somebody would have told me this at 26. That's all I got to tell you, man. I wish somebody would have told me this at 20s before I'm even 30. Oh man, that's when life really start. With this knowledge, and once you turn 30, because don't fall. Oh my God, I'm getting old at 30. Don't fall for that. That's a trick. That's not true. All right, don't worry about that part. 30 is when life starts, and if you start debt free, owning yourself, man, you'll be able to do whatever you're wild. What is something you would love to be doing that wouldn't feel like work? What would you love to be doing?
Man, I want to say it, but you know how they say you know what I'm saying, you don't want to put it out into the atmosphere because it might get shot down.
By who? Who you think gonna shoot it down? Slaves do that stuff like that.
Yeah.
Only slaves shoot. Like when I say, how do you think it sound like when I tell people, they say, "Where you taking SMD?" I said, "Worldwide." Can you imagine the looks that people give me? Oh man, how you know that? I know that.
Yeah, I say that when my mama asks me where I'm going when I'm finna leave the house, I say to the top. So you know, I do it. You know,
say it loud. You got to tell the universe that. The universe is not going to give it to you unless you believe it yourself. If you're worried about your dream or goals being shot down by other slaves, okay, well, I guess the universe is going to be like, I guess he's not serious.
It's basketball though, man. I really, hooping.
Do it then. Wherever it's going to take you. Usually stuff like that leads to other things. Whatever you feel like doing, do it. But you got to be free first. And you sound like you $2,400 away from it. I got clients that are hundreds of thousands of dollars away from that freedom, and you're at 24. That's how close. $2,400 away from zero. Financial freedom is not millions of dollars. It's zero. That's a trick too. Hear all the people, oh man, what it takes to retire. They don't know that. They don't know that's a trick. That's a sales ploy when they tell you, well, how much money do you think you need to have by the retire? That's a trick. Because if they don't know how much debt they're in, they'll never be able to know how much it takes to retire because they don't own themselves. Yeah. No kids, 26, no student loans, $2,400 away, man. Man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I thank God every day, man. You know,
man.
I know I'm in a good position. That's why I don't try to take it for granted, you know.
Man, $2,400 away from freedom. Wow. Congratulations if you do it.
I'm gonna do it, man. I'm gonna do it.
And I need you to jump on your Credit Karma and your Experian. Make sure there's nothing in there lingering around that you need to take care of. You need to get in there and take care of it.
For sure. Man, I appreciate speaking to you, LJ, man.
I appreciate you jumping on, man. How'd you come across the channel, by the way?
Well, I came from Grump, man.
Okay.
Cool with young Grump, man. I thought about he do the psychology analysis, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I call myself a Renaissance man, so it ain't just other stuff that I'm interested in, other stuff like finances. So I decided to slide through here, put my foot in the door so it stay open,
This is the base of finance. This is all it is. All you got to do is trust basic arithmetic. That's it. That's totally it. That's the answer right there. I'm giving you the ability. Once you pay your debts off, I'm giving you the ability to see negative numbers. Millions of people can't see what I'm telling you right now. I'm giving it to you for free. Right now, change your life forever. You'll never forget SMD, ever. And I'm not even bragging when I say that. I'm just telling you something that you'll never hear from anybody else.
Yeah.
So congratulations, man. Get
I'm
down
gonna
there
I
ASAP.
ain't gonna
Knocking on the
ask you.
door. You guys open yet? Hey, you guys open? Yeah, I'm ready to pay this.
I'm gonna ask you what's the for people my age, what do you think is the first thing that they do, the first irresponsible financial decision besides a car that they, you know what I'm saying,
A
put
house.
their money in?
They
Okay.
go finance a house because usually that age they start pressuring you to get a house, and you're supposed to be at a certain status by the time you're 30 and 31. You're supposed to have a house and all of that's all part of the program. None of that's true. If you believe it, yeah, but if you trust math, you'll clearly see that none of that is true. But if you don't trust math, you'll believe it.
Essentially, they trying to peer pressure you into a lifestyle.
Well, they're not really lying to you, like the American dream, right? They call it the American dream, right? Well, all of I know, you got to be asleep, right? To dream, right? You got to be asleep. If you believe you're a homeowner with a 30-year mortgage, you're dreaming. So they're not lying to you. They're saying, hey, this is the American dream. And the people that are peer pressuring you, those are all unconscious slaves. They don't know no better. That's all part of the program. See, and right now, the information I'm sharing with you, I'm gonna break you away from that. Now you'll be able to use that same program in a different way. It's just business, though. It's just business. Nothing personal. You don't have to break no laws. Don't break no financial laws. Always pay your taxes on time, the correct amount. And this is how you don't even really have to know about taxes. All you got to do is find you a professional tax person who's debt free like you. They'll know exactly what to do. You won't have to explain yourself. You just walk in and say, hey, are you debt free? Yeah. Okay. I went to SMD. He said, man, you will understand the rules that other people don't know. They'll turn to you and say, yes, I do. And then they'll be your business. They'll do all that stuff for you.
Now, one more question. I
Yeah.
see in the comments, Quam Entertainment said he needs a skill. Now, this is where it's gonna fly to you. If a person needs a skill, don't they have to pay in some type of way to get that skill?
It counts on what type of skill you're talking about. If you're trying to be a heart surgeon, yeah, you have to pay. So it counts on what kind of skill you're talking about. I always say, man, just don't worry about what the society says. Figure out what is it, because if you do this, okay, Joy, if you figure out how to monetize on something that you love to do, you'll never work another day in your life. I love doing what I'm doing right now. This doesn't feel like work to me. This is why I chose YouTube. You can have access to me. You don't have to sign up for anything. I try to remove all the barriers out the way for people to come in so they can understand this information. Now, if they want me to lay out the roadmap for them, of course you got to pay for that. But if you want to come and enjoy the videos, you think you can do it yourself, go ahead. Figure that out and you'll never work another day in your life. Don't worry about what because when people doubt your dreams, what they're really saying, they just doubt themselves. I would never put somebody's dream down and say, oh man, you can't do that. They're a different person than me.
I said that was the last question, but this is the last question for real.
No, man. Hey, I keep telling you from the beginning, there's no rush.
With me being a young guy, man, I see a lot of people around me, they get paralysis by analysis. Now, would you it's gonna sound stupid. Would you rather jump in the water and figure out how to swim, or would you just stand and wait 5 years and just look at the water and be like, okay, well, maybe if I get in this way? Essentially, what I'm saying is, would you rather spend money to get where you going, or save money and kind of chill and lay low, then, kind of pay around and do what you were supposed to do back then? You know what I'm saying? Which would be the most
All right, I'm gonna make this easy for you. Okay. We figured out that you really had $1,600, right?
For sure.
Okay, what can you do with $1,600? That's all you got. So what's your choices now?
I mean,
what?
I mean, you can invest in courses or something like that. You know
Okay,
what I'm saying?
well, you got $1,600 to do whatever you choose to do. You ain't got no more than that. So
what if I didn't have $1,600 though, LJ?
Then you can't do nothing. This is all people got to do when they think about investing and stuff. Just log into your bank account and see if it agrees with you. Hey, I want to invest in a house. Log into your account, see if you have money to buy a house. If you don't have money to buy a house, you might as well just go ahead and close that website down. You can't do anything. That's what you can do right now. You have $1,600 to, hey, if the course costs $1,600, I guess you got $1,600 to buy the course.
Well,
If you remember that the only way to buy anything in the world is cash, if you never forget that, you'll be rich. You can't buy anything. Buy is a noun. Buying is a verb. Would you, if you had cash for a car, would you walk on the car lot and say, hey, I would like to buying that car? Would you say it like that?
No.
But you will walk and say, I'm a buy that car. That's why they always go buying versus leasing. Slaves don't know buying is a verb. That's what do you mean buying? There's no such thing as buying. What do you mean buying? Leasing. That's just called financing. Both of them are.
Because ing is continuing.
Correct.
For sure.
Yeah, that's it. You don't buying. I'm here to buying this car in cash. No, that does. They'll be look at you like you're crazy. So right now you got $1,600 to do whatever you feel like doing. You want that to change? You got to start working or start earning some more money. Don't follow slaves, man. Stop. Don't go buy their shiny stuff. They roll up with you in a nice car. They got a nice house. If they're making payments, that's the bank stuff. That's not their stuff. They don't know that though. They see when they tell you, like mortgage people with mortgage, they always say, hey man, stop throwing away money on rent. Stop making your landlord rich. They don't realize the bank is their landlord. Why they don't know that, I don't know. Whoo. The bank is their landlord. But if you try to tell them that, they still won't believe you. But that's important. That's how it's supposed to be. Once you get out of the debt matrix and you see them doing that stuff that they do, that's important to the economy. You'll figure out a business around that to work with that. Because you know, like businesses couldn't function without credit cards. Because slaves have no money. They have absolutely no money. So if you try to open a business and didn't accept credit cards, you'd be out of business so fast because they had no money.
Man,
I'm telling you, once you own yourself, man, once you pay those debts off and let it soak in that you don't owe nobody on earth a dime. Let it soak in and then go try to find somebody else that's in the same situation as you. It's outside of SMD. Go try to find another person that don't owe anybody a dime. I guarantee you won't find another person in your life. Family, friends, nobody. You'll be the only one in your family. Guaranteed.
Man. Well, I'm a bounce, man. I really do appreciate all this information, man. You know,
no problem, Dre.
I gotta throw a like on that, man. That's the least I could pay you. I could throw a like on it, man. You know?
Cool, man. Go pay that stuff off tomorrow, man. I wanna hear about it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man.
All right, man.
All right, appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
All right, later. That was good. You know, when I talk to 26-year-old man, like I just wish somebody would have. I mean, he doesn't even know. Dre don't even know. He came to this channel. I wouldn't even have known to jump on the YouTube to come to a channel to even hear this information. You understand what I'm saying? First, you got to know to look for it. It's like, well, okay, all right. Nobody knows to look for SMD because they're trapped in the debt matrix. They don't know this exists. And I like that. Don't get me wrong. That means I'll still be able to walk around with no bodyguards and people won't really notice who I am and stuff like that. I still be able to enjoy that peace. But to be able to have it before you're age 30, oh man, man. I mean, it's like I know people, especially the young dudes. They don't really, they when you're young, they always tell you got to be a player and all this stuff. Man, I'm telling you, if you're a young man and you just like to get out there and have fun, whatever, right? You don't have to lie to no woman. You don't have to be dishonest. You don't have to lie about anything. You be straight up honest with everybody. You will once you're out of debt, because you get with somebody and you know they're in debt. You know it's just going to be friends and fun. You say, "Hey, I'm still dating other people." You'll never commingle feelings, because that just won't happen. You don't have to be a player. You just be honest with everybody. I tell you, if you're a young man and you like that, you'll be different than every dude. Damn near 98% of the society. You'll be different than every dude, because first of all, when you get out of debt, you control sex. Sex doesn't control you no more. That's done. That's over. That's over. Women will know right away that you're different. I promise you. That's the only thing I can explain that to you. That's very hard to explain. But you don't have to be a player. You don't have to lie. You don't have to deceive. You don't have to cheat on people. You just be honest with everybody. And then that leaves that in their play. Hey, if you want to see me, you got to understand that I am seeing other people and I'm having sex with other people. We use protection every single time, including you and I, always. Oh, I thought no. I already told you from the very beginning. I told you already. So I don't care if you changed your mind. I'm not changing my mind. This will change your life. That's all I got to say to you. It will change your life with this information. Any other questions? Anybody want to come up, man? I appreciate you guys, especially the younger you get, younger you are in your 30s. And yeah, Nick is 31 this month. 31, man. 20 years ago for me. That was 20 years ago. So now I was 31. That means Nick was 11. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy to even think about. Crazy to even think about. Yeah, you're right. You're right. He doesn't know man. Dre doesn't know the powerful position he's in. He's $2,400 away from freedom. 2,400. And it's really not going to kick in on him until he pays that debt off, until they're gone, right? And then he'll stop thinking about what slaves say and think and all this other stuff. I get it. That age is, you guys are very vulnerable at that age, because if you notice, like when you're around late 20s, early 30s, everybody on TV commercials are your age. You probably haven't noticed that, right? You probably really don't pay attention to that, but everybody on TV commercials are your age. Wow, that's weird. No, because you're the target audience. You guys are prime targets. Young people, they believe they just wake up one year, say like the 26, 27. They say, "Oh man, I'm 27. It's time for me to buy a house." With what money? It takes money to buy a house. What's up, Nick?
Hey, what's going on, LJ?
What's happening, man?
Yeah, man, I had to hop on. Yeah, I don't have my picture, but
Oh,
yeah,
that's
it's
all right.
all good. Yeah, man, like all the young people listening, man, like you getting this information young, and you're saving yourself a lot of time and energy. You know what I'm saying? Because you're getting this information, and you're less likely to become a slave, and then have your time all taken up because you have this car that you didn't need, payments, trying to impress people that you know that you work.
You're coming in and out really bad, Nick. Can you hear me? Oh, we lost you totally now. Can you hear us
I
still?
can hear you.
Oh, hello. There you go. Back.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I'll
Okay.
come
Okay.
on
Good.
another time. Sorry about that. I don't want to work out. I'll come on again.
Okay. All right. I mean, I like when the younger guys come up here, man, and younger generation, you guys, and talk to you guys, because I want you guys to hear it from other young men that are debt free, financial. I want you to hear from them how their lives are different now, right? Dating life. I mean, it affects your whole life. It's more than just financial when you own yourself. I promise you, it's bigger than that. Your whole life changes. You're not just going to be running out here and having random kids. That's not going to happen, because you know that if you do that, not only could you possibly biologically tie yourself to a slave, you're going to be in some deep debt. Child support, insurance, all just stuff, man. And if you don't keep up with it, mm, mm. Do you ever find yourself feeling sorry for older people who are in debt? I mean, people, yeah, I do. I said this the other day, I said, man, if I had woke up today instead of 40, I woke up at 50, 51, and I had all that debt, I would be very upset. I would be very upset, because I had student loan debt. At least with non-student loan debt, you still have a chance to get out with bankruptcy chapter 7, right? You still have a chance. But if you're 50, 55 and you have hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loan debt, yeah, I think so too. I think Dre got it. I could tell he was pausing. I hope you guys heard the pauses. And I don't know if you understand what the pauses mean yet, Dre, but when that happens, when we speak to people that get it, that pause is called a glitch. That's a glitch in the debt matrix. When you pause. Now, you guys don't know that you're pausing. We pay attention to the pauses. Okay, that's very important. Once your net worth gets to 0, your future becomes very bright. You're right about that. I like that. I turned 30 on the 16th. The other day I said today I met this. Wow, okay, cool, man. 30's the prime age. I would be that better. Okay, cool. Yeah, I like when Nick jumps on, man, because I want you guys to hear from other young men that are just not only just hearing me, they're living it. You know, and I really that age right there, I just wish, man, that's just, you guys just don't realize, because you are that age, right? You don't realize that's a prime age to be able to do anything you want. The best thing is not be in debt. I was saying, don't finance cars you don't need. Sure, don't finance cars at all. I don't feel sorry for folks over 50. It's a choice. Yeah, it's a choice, but I still feel bad though. I just I imagine, I mean, when I say I feel bad, like, imagine being 50, 55, and then you waking up. Then you wake up and somebody wakes up, figured out that they've been a slave all this time, and they know what it's going to take to not be a slave. That's got to be hardcore, man. Man, most definitely stay out of student loan debt. LJ, now that I'm 58, it's very hard for me to be friends with people my age that are, yeah, I know. I mean, as long as you guys don't talk about it, I guess, but you just, I don't know. I get it though. I totally get it. Oh, I know you are, Nick. I know you grinding your ass off to get them bad boys paid. That's you guys understand, like, he's 30, he's 31. He understands that those got to be gone. So that's a mission. Not paying off student loan debt is not even an option for Nick. That's going to happen. Building new skills and working my sales. Yeah. Out there. I can't wait seeing LJ complete his dream on stage. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's going to happen. Believe that. I think 2022 is going to be my year. 2022. That's going to be it. 2022 is going to be my year. I appreciate all of you guys that have purchased shirts. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. If you haven't looked out, I put some more up there, some more statements. So if you guys haven't checked them out, go ahead and check them out. What was her name? She had she said she got her shirt. I'm going all the way back here. She said she purchased her shirt. Oh, Alicia. Okay. Yeah, she bought a shirt. She said, of course, I'm showing it off. I can't remember. Oh, she didn't say. Okay. I didn't know which statement. Which statement did you get, if you're still in here, Alicia? Appreciate that. Gabriel. Oh, she's talking to Gabriel. I'm over 50. I'm getting out of that sacrifice. Can't use emotions. Yeah. You can already tell Monique is on a mission. That's a whole different mission right there. People don't really get that though. I'm 33. Life is amazing. Things do change for the better. Having choices. Yeah, awesome. And that's what it is. Choices. When you get to zero, you have choices. Financial freedom is zero, not millions of dollars. Zero. I mean, and like I was telling you, you're gonna be a whole different dude, man. You're just gonna be a totally different guy. It's just the weirdest thing. And when you come into a room, people are gonna feel your energy is different because you're gonna know that you're different than millions of people. You really are. Get this cash and pay off debt. Mission, yep. Mission zero. I like that. Mission zero. Mission zero. That might be a shirt. Mission zero. I like that. Put the $ in there. Mission zero. They'll be like, what is that? Mission zero. Let me write that down. Or just a zero by alone in the shirt alone. People probably ask that too. Zero and just a $0. People ask, what is that? Oh, that's life. I don't know yet. I don't. There's not really a popular. I can't really say there's a popular shirt. I don't know. Most of you guys, well, most of you guys bought. I can't really count the first batch because most of you guys bought when that was the only shirt. So that really. So I don't know what the most popular shirt is yet. But I don't want you guys thinking that they're flying off the shelves. Okay, I don't want you thinking that. But I understood that. I know a lot of people are not going to understand the statements on it. I totally get it, but it'll catch on. It's just a matter of time. The shirts are most definitely an awesome idea. That's going to be there forever. So the designs will probably change as it grows, but the statements, I mean, I'm gonna just reuse the statements on different shirts, different, styles of shirts. Who knows what it turns into. I'm just looking forward to some of the stories that you guys have when wearing the shirts, right? Yeah, that's true. That is true, Lauren. They know something's different, and I want you guys to recognize that energy when you guys do walk in the room when they notice something different, because what it really is you guys don't have stress. Slaves think stress is part of life. It's not part of life. They don't know that. They don't know stress is your friend. Stress is a pointer. It points directly at what needs to be removed from your life. There's no doubt. Everybody that's stressed, they always know what's causing the stress. Have you noticed that? Why are you stressed? Oh man, they'll tell you right away. Well, that's what stress is there for, saying, hey, this needs to be removed. It's up to you to remove it though. Steven says, LJ, you have so many good statements on the t-shirts. It's hard to choose. I know, right? And there's going to be more. You guys know how many statements I've done throughout the years on just on the inside the community, man. There's so many statements in there, man. And you guys be coming up with some good ones. Mission Zero, what's the name? Said something earlier. right. They do. They have a look on their face. Every time I wear mine, I always get the same look. Nobody's asking. I've seen a couple older people, they would read it and you could tell they just agree with it on their face, but they still don't say nothing. So let me know which one you get, man. Let me know which one you get. Hey Nick, have you decided who you're gonna give that shirt to? Or you haven't found anybody yet? Oh, okay. All right, life begins at zero. Okay, cool. Yeah, I got some more idea. I had to stop myself because I got to pay for the dude to make them, right? And they just kept coming. I mean, it's not expensive or anything, but the ideas just kept coming and coming and coming and coming. I had to slow myself down. I'm like, all right, cool. He said, "No, I'm keeping all three." I was dying to see who was gonna get a shirt too. I was curious. Still got it. And by the way, I still got to do that drawing for Micro Rambo. Hyphy is out. He's gone right now. So I'm gonna have to. I think the next I'll let you guys know. I'm gonna take all the names and the members only, and then run it through the machine, and then I'm gonna come up and announce the winner probably at the next live. Probably not gonna wait a whole week to do it, so we'll figure it. I'll let you guys know ahead of time though. And they're not ready yet. Nope. If you wear a shirt that says slaves are gonna think you're see, that's the only thing I can't put slaves on the shirt, Fred. I can't do that because you got to remember there's millions of unconscious slaves that don't know they're slaves, so they're gonna take offense to the word slave. So I can't really say it like that. I could say something like, because when instead of saying being able to say slave, say, are you a slave to unconscious ego, and blame unconscious ego not being able to see negative numbers. Because as long as you point to somebody else and not them, they will take less offense to it. Okay. Now, I don't mind saying slave on the mic, but when you wear a shirt, I don't want to get people in fights, physical fights over somebody mix up the slave that they're talking about on TV. And I just don't want that to happen to anybody. I don't want that to happen to any S&D family member. I can't put slave on a shirt. I can't do that. And don't get me wrong. I really wish I could. Don't get me wrong. I wish I could, but there's too many unconscious slaves out there that will totally take that wrong, and you guys are getting a fight, and it'll turn into a racist thing. Especially like imagine putting that shirt on and then a white S&D family member wears the shirt. You could see that already going wrong. So I wouldn't do that. LJ, they don't extend the moratorium. What do you think happens? I don't know. I really thought they were going to do something before the end date, but I'm saying, okay, this is what I'm thinking. Okay, this is my outside view. Okay, they didn't do it on purpose. This is why this is my own opinion. They didn't do it on purpose. Maybe they're going to wait to see how many people cry for help. Maybe that kind of gives that will give them a gauge of how many people are in desperate need, right? And then if there are that many people in desperate need, you won't have a problem passing some kind of ridiculous amount of money relief bill or something. I mean, nobody's going to deny it, right? So I think there's something bigger coming down the track, some kind of big money sign off something. And what they don't really understand, whatever bill this is going to be or whatever something, the slaves are going to pay for it. Just like they did with the extension of the 40-year mortgages. The same thing is going to happen here, but I'm just waiting to see how they're going to form it. Life begins as I know what shirt you're talking about. Mm-hmm. Yep, they would claim racist. They sure would. So I can't have that. I got to be careful. Slave will see the shirt and think you're broke. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, yeah, they would, right? They would. As you wear the shirt, you're going to expect that. As long as you guys understand, never forget, and this will help you not be mad at slaves. They don't know they're slaves. So they're going to say things that don't make mathematical sense. And when they say that, you got to ask yourself, if they knew, they wouldn't say it, right? But since they don't know, they say it. So anyway, any other questions? Any questions? Thank you for the people coming up here. I appreciate it. I could tell Dre got it. I think it clicked. I could see that. I could hear the pauses. I could hear the glitching. And that brings me joy when I see the glitching. I really do. That he doesn't really know how I have just changed his life. He doesn't. I can tell he don't get it yet, but he will. He'll get it. Because obviously at 26, he's still young, but he didn't go crazy debt. He's not in crazy debt. So obviously he was listening to something inside himself. Right now, Arizona is the only state that has a law on the books that if you get evicted because of COVID, it will be sealed from landlords. Oh, wow. Gotcha. Okay. Make bank. BlackRock gonna be making bank if they. Not sure what you're talking about there. LJ, have you ever called someone? LJ have you ever called someone? Have I called somebody a slave? You mean out in public? No, not in public. I would never do that in public. No, I wouldn't call them out in public. I would never call nobody a slave. No, I wouldn't do that. No, I wouldn't. Like when I'm out, you got to remember, I don't go out and take my mask out in public. I don't take my mask off in public. They think I'm one of them walking around, just blindly buying stuff. You just got to blend in. Yeah, you don't go out and you walk up to somebody, hey, you're a slave. No, I don't do that. No. like I was reading an article the other day. They were talking about how many PlayStations have been sold or something like that. I mean, you got to think to yourself, how many of those people you think are charge those PlayStations? The majority charge the PlayStations. Majority. In the worst time in economic history, PlayStations are selling out. Now, does that make sense to you? Economy's on a downturn, lost jobs, people, but PlayStations are selling out at $5, $6, $1,000 a pop. It counts on which side of the economy you're on. That's all you got to. Which economy are you going to pay attention to? Tesla making millions, PS5 making millions, or people that are struggling and having hard problems? It's totally up to you which side you want to be on. Because Sony don't look like they don't sound like they're suffering at all. Neither Apple record sales. All right, you guys, we're gonna wrap this up. I'm getting hungry. So until next time. Again, if you guys got my email and you come across some other finance channels, there's my Cash App. There is my email. I see some of you guys have emailed me some video links to say, hey man, can you tell me what this person is doing, or do they sound like they understand finances? Then I go check them out and I'll let you know what I mean. Most of the people are just doing it for business. All right. And when I go we look at these videos, I'm not saying that they're doing anything illegal. I'm just telling you if they're just doing it for business or what they're doing it for. Right. All right. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Later.